And now there's some new stupid story in the New York Times about a raccoon-dog. They're saying it might have come from a raccoon-dog.
The civet? Is that the
No.
Okay.
So it's some sort of a raccoon-dog. A civet is actually a cat.
It's like a ferret type thing, right?
A civet is like in the cat family, I believe, and it's that's where you get Kopi Luwak coffee from.
Oh yeah, from the poop of the
yeah.
civet.
Have you ever had it?
Oh, it's the Luwak coffee.
Yeah, it's actually very good.
Yeah, when I was a postdoc, there was
So this is it.
That's the Racoon-Dog.
Yeah,
that
so
one
this
doesn't eat coffee beans.
I don't think so. Maybe it does.
Doesn't look like it.
It's a member of the canid family. It's also.
It's a beautiful animal.
Let's go with it. Back to where you were. A group that also includes domestic dogs, and the only member that hibernates. Oh, wow, they hibernate. Interesting. But here's the problem. Sagar and Jetty was actually explaining this to me on Saturday night. He was like, there's direct evidence of people being infected that predates this establishment of this animal testing positive in that wet market. So I guess people were eating that animal. Is that the idea? But many months before that, people were sick from this. Like what was this in? I believe it was in December of 2019. Is that what they're saying? November or December of 2019.
And it was March 2020 when everything kind of blasted, right?
Yeah, but it was September or August of 2019 when the first people were infected. So it predates it by a considerable amount.
Yeah. I think the lab leak hypothesis is far more plausible.
Well, the ferment cleavage site, this thing that they've established that it seems to indicate that this virus was manipulated. Like this is the furin cleavage site. Excuse me.
Yeah, there too. We hear about gain of function research, and now everyone associates gain of function with gain of function of this particular virus. But gain of function research happens all the time in essentially every laboratory in the U.S. and abroad that does mouse genetics. You knock out a gene and you ask what happens to this animal in the absence of a gene, and then you knock it in and you see if it replaces that. Because in humans, human genetics is only loss of function. You don't have the option yet. CRISPR will allow this to put things back in that are missing. And so gain of function research is extremely common. I mean, we do it in we're no longer working on animals, to be clear. We only do human studies now. But this is something that you're trained to do as a postdoc. Everyone learns loss of function, gain of function. You need to do both. The gain of function, actually there is that one CRISPR experiment, speaking of interesting science out of China. A guy, he actually was a postdoc at Stanford, worked for a guy named Steve Quake, and then separately on his own, without permission or anything from Stanford, went off and started his own laboratory in China and stood up at a meeting a few years ago and said he had done CRISPR in human babies. This has been done.
Yeah. He was arrested for this, right?
Yeah, he mutated the HIV receptor, which everyone thinks, okay, that was designed to prevent these babies from getting HIV. It turns out that mutation is thought to perhaps enhance memory by sort of parallel mechanisms. And then it was very unclear for a short while whether or not this guy was either going to get a Nobel Prize or whether or not they were going to throw him in jail. And so everyone was very tense and waiting in my community, thinking, okay, because when somebody's kind of up for a big discovery like this, everyone kind of circles maybe wanting that maybe they should be involved in getting the accolades. But as the moment that the international community, I think rightfully so, said, this is horrible, you can't do this, there's no ethics committee, you need to think about what you're doing. Everyone was like, I had nothing to do with this guy. I never had anything. And, there was a deep excavation of emails and all sorts of, everyone was like, I got nothing to do with this guy. So it was pretty interesting. Then China said, oh, we're going to punish him. But I'd be willing to bet both hands that his punishment consists of a jail cell that is pretty luxurious with a laboratory. There's no question that CRISPR is going on there. CRISPR is going on in certain regions of, other locations on the globe where things aren't as regulated, because think about the potential payoff for being able to rescue a Huntington's mutation, right? A Huntington's chorea mutation that has somebody at some point in their life, unable to control their arms, hemiballismus of the arms.
What is it?
Huntington's disease, it's a deterioration of the parts of the brain that control motor function.